Russian President Vladimir Putin is warning that Russia will be at war with the U.S. and European countries if NATO leaders grant Ukraine permission to use long-range missiles inside Russian territory. Putin said that he'd consider the move an act of war, and Moscow could make, quote, appropriate decisions in response to the threats without elaborating. This comes as President Biden is set to meet with Britain's prime minister in Washington later on today, where talks are expected to center on the war in Ukraine and Kyiv's use of Western weapons against Russia. So joining us now with more on this from London is CBS News correspondent Ramy Inocencio. Ramy, good morning.
Anne-Marie, yeah, good morning there. And what we're looking out for is whether President Biden will finally approve the use of long-range Western weapons targeting deeper into Russia. And this is what Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky has really been asking for clamoring for months, to try and hold that line against Russia's invasion now, more than 2.5 years in. There are indications, if not expectations or even hopes, Anne-Marie, coming out of here in Europe that Biden will, in fact, approve that use. This week, he said, we are, quote, working that out right now. And the UK has indicated it does want to let Ukraine use its Storm Shadow missiles inside Russia. Those have a range of about 150 miles. And right now, for comparison, it's only allowed to fire at targets inside Ukraine. The same goes for French-supplied missiles. For now, though, the White House says there's no decision yet on whether U.S.-made missiles, ATACMS, those have a range of nearly 200 miles, will be allowed to hit Russia. Putin, as you mentioned, has drawn the proverbial red line against all this. He said this will mean that NATO countries, the U.S. and European states, are fighting with Russia. And this morning, Moscow did already make some kind of move. It's a political one, though, and withdrew the accreditation of 6 British diplomats inside Russia, accusing them of spying. And that, of course, though, happened just hours before Starmer and Biden are set to meet at the White House today. One important point to note, Anne-Marie, is that Putin has often threatened with these new red lines, but those are usually crossed, and then nothing major has happened.
Yeah, that is true, though it's still quite concerning. Ramy, thank you very much.